Hey guys, Glenn Kellaway from the basement. Just listening to the new Peter Gabriel album while I was waiting to come on. A couple of minutes early tonight. Just let me get set up here. Hope everyone is looking forward to a good night. General discussion night tonight. What the heck happened here? I screwed up. There we go. Oh, lovely Wednesday night tonight. Looks like we got people waiting in the wings, waiting to get started. Give me a second, please. There we go. I think we're good. I would say we're very good. We're here with Cardboard Head Guy and Christopher. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being first in line. What do you get for that? What's this place? Where am I? Hey, James. Great to see you. Love you guys' comments under the videos. I really appreciate the comments. I did a video on Hall & Oates the other day and got like zero response from any of it. No one cared. It's up to 200 views now, but it took a while to get that. And then the next day, Jerome, good evening, buddy. The next day, I did a video on greatest underrated albums of all time, and I've gotten like 2,000 views. It's gone nuts. So thanks. Favorite side of Exile on Main Street for me is side one. I think, yeah, Rocks Off, Rip This Joint, Tumbling Dice. Is Sweet Virginia on side one? Can't remember. I get used to listening to the CD as well as the vinyl, and it always gets mixed up. Scary Larry popping on. Now, I think Larry wasn't feeling too well today. He was a bit sore today, having problems with his that friggin' thing he has. I can't pronounce it. Hello, Marcia. Marcia, you're going to come up in the discussion tonight because I gotta. If anybody watches Steve's channel on every other Sunday, oh, me too, man. Loving the new Peter Gabriel. That's coming up. Yeah, oh, bummer. Yeah, I know. So Sunday night, it's always a great time. I love watching. I love Marcia, and I love Steve, and I love Trevor. Just great friends. Can't say a bad word about them. But I was gobsmacked on Sunday for all the artists that they told me they didn't like. And I want to do some kind of a thing with Rob and Alex tonight and ask them, and you people out there, are these artists bad? What the heck? You should be frightened, Marcia. You should be frightened. French Final Guy, FVA, in the house. Okay, thanks. Because I love that freaking song. The Music Sanctuary. Rob is here on time. Look at this.
How you doing?
Alex is late tonight.
I know.
The internet.
The heck's that all about?
Check your Wi-Fi
I
network.
don't know. There's a Sam in every crowd.
Yeah. And Sam, every Wednesday he goes to a concert now.
It's almost like he would rather experience music than sit and talk about it on the internet.
Yeah, yeah.
Get your priorities straight.
There he is. Looking dapper.
So I'm trying out some new audio tonight. Can you all hear me okay?
Not very well.
You're actually going.
Glenn, that's not funny.
No,
It's true.
seriously. You're having a bad connection.
Yeah.
Fuck. Can you hear
Well, I
that?
heard that.
You got to get one.
One
You got to
word
get
that
one of
didn't
these,
come out.
man. This is what you need if you're doing a live stream or a podcast.
It's not good, eh?
No,
That's
terrible.
What you do for, I don't know what you guys do, but for $20, not even $20, probably $10, you get one of these cheap set of headphones with a microphone on the cord, and it fucking works like $1 million microphone.
Or you get one of these.
before you get one of those, but that's more costly and
No,
that almost
bought
looks professional, Rob.
I know. Well, I do the podcast, right? So I
And
got to
I'm
be
anything but professional.
I got to be professional. I bought the cheapest one that Amazon had. So
You are a much more professional YouTuber than I am. I
hell
grant
no.
you that. I am like Mr. Thumbs McKnuckles trying to do these videos. So what's Alex doing now?
I don't know.
Well, we can talk about this while we're waiting because that was sad news.
Terrible news.
Yeah. Boy, I was reading about him today. He's really been suffering, eh?
I haven't read anything other than I heard that would he have like cancer or something?
No, it was a lung. He had a lung disease of some kind.
Jeez.
And supposedly he was really having trouble financially because him and his wife live in Florida, and he doesn't have a health care over here because he didn't have a green card. He wasn't an American citizen, and his health bills, like he's been in the hospital for a month.
Good God. And
they did a GoFundMe page, and they did a tribute concert at the Troubadour in LA. And I understand Paul McCartney helped out a bit. And
I should hope so.
Yeah. And it's so odd he died on the anniversary date of Band on the Run.
I know. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Truth is stranger than fiction.
Indeed.
What about now?
Yes, perfect.
Yes, that sounds great.
Is there any echo?
None.
No.
Hey, it's good to see you guys. Welcome.
And you sound louder than you normally do too.
You sound good.
Did you
Look,
make a change?
I made the investment in a mic, and by made the investment means I stole one from the office, and we're trying to make it work.
Awesome. Well, you did good. Yeah. Our rest in peace, Denny. One of my favorite songs of all time is his vocal on "Go Now," the Moody Blues song. Oh,
yeah,
that's so sweet.
Probably not the right time to say it, but this is one of those like sort of things where for the longest time I thought Denny Lane and Ronnie Lane were the same person.
Oh, really?
So it was like, oh, Denny Lane passed. Like, I love his record with Pete Townsend. This is a semi joke. It's a semi joke. It's okay.
There are many people that think Alex and Sam are the same guy, just one has a haircut.
Yeah. And I've never seen Alex and Superman in the same room at the same time either.
I did a live chat with with Alex and Sam in the same room, so I know they're not the same person.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
I saw them together in a car and yeah.
Where are you headed to, Sam?
Where are you headed, Sam?
Yeah, where are you headed
to? Church.
And I'll guarantee you, if Alex was Sam, there would have been beer at Sam's house.
Yeah, he was a poor host.
Right there. They're two different people, and Sam didn't have beer.
Right.
And another one,
Miles Goodwin. That's terrible.
April Wine, big Canadian band. We lost Miles. Are you planning on getting the band on? Yeah, I think I will, because I have a horrible. My copy of Band on the Run on vinyl is in terrible condition, so I need to replace it. So I'm going to wait for the 50th and get it.
What are they going to do to make it worth my while? Are they going to put some extra juicy stuff on there, or what?
Oh, probably. Well, how can they make it any different than what they did on the archive series?
True.
So I don't know.
I might buy it if there's some extra juicy bits in there. We'll see.
Yeah, I just need to replace my copy, and I love that album.
I've got a good original press that's very, very clean and plays fine. So
yeah, mine's horrible. The underdubbed Band on the Run will be interesting, but not essential. Oh, there is an underdubbed one.
Ooh.
Be interesting. I think that's damn near a perfect album. I don't.
Yeah, pretty damn close.
Yeah. Yeah. Wings put more posters in their records than Kiss did. Yeah.
I hate when you put a poster in there and they make it like it's a selling feature. I'm like, I'm not buying it for a goddamn poster. I'm buying it for the music.
Yeah, but if the original albums back in the day, that some of the inserts are worth a lot of money.
But what do you mean nowadays, right? Like I bought something.
Cares?
Oh, the new U2 Under a Blood Red Sky. Remastered. Okay, that's a reason to buy it. Color vinyl, that's a reason to buy it. And a super large poster. And I go, who gives a shit? Like, who actually takes it out and hangs it on the wall? Who cares? Maybe I'm just a grumpy asshole or something.
The new version has Helen Wheels added to the track list. Oh. Denny really needed money around the time of Band on the Run release, and Paul said he could have $100,000 for his work on the album or take a chance the album did well. Denny took the cash.
Oh boy.
Might not have been a smart move, but who can turn down $100,000 in 1973? That's a lot of freaking money. That's like $1 million today.
That reminds me of when in 77, when Star Wars came out, George Lucas offered his friend Steven Spielberg like a fraction of a percent of the proceeds. And Spielberg took it. And just that money alone would make you and I richer than our wildest dreams.
Wow. It has early mixes before the orchestral horn and extra vocal.
Oh, that could be interesting.
I'll be interested in hearing that.
All right, I'm in.
Glenn, did that Dylan poster? Glenn did that with the Dylan. So you got.
Oh
yeah, that came out. That came on the Greatest Hits album, but that's not. I've looked at the original poster. The original poster had like a little border around it. That's how you can tell the difference. Like that came out of some kind of a reissue. But the original poster, people want $150, $200 for it.
Oof.
And it doesn't look any different than that for nothing. I paid $15. Baker's Banquet, one of my favorite albums, my favorite Stones album. Alex, I don't know if Rob can join in this conversation because I don't know how he feels about Peter Gabriel, but
couldn't care less.
Oh, that's a really good album, Rob. You should listen to it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Wow. Oh, he got both.
What's the difference?
Not the difference, $40 extra dollars, Rob.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
The difference, all right? Here's the thing. They're not very different. They are pretty like, this is not one of these things of like, oh, get the dark side mix. It's, the bright side is unlistenable. Like, they are so close. They are so close, but, I guess the dark side mix or whatever is a little bit like bassier. It's a little, more round, and like the bright side is a little bit, people have used the term like jauntier. They both sound really great, in my opinion. I think the way that Peter has leaned into technology over the years, like I kind of wish that I was like an audiophile to get that Atmos remix or whatever, because people are saying that is like insane in terms of how good it sounds. But they both sound great to me. I just wanted to get both because I know how much Glenn likes these Obies. So
what's that?
Wanted to get those.
Rob, I paid $40 for 2 CDs. Insane. And it comes with this stupid OB on the side of it. What do you do with it after you've opened the plastic?
So I see so many people are, it's got the, especially the Japanese records. It's got an OB strip. And I go, what the hell do you do with it? I have one record that has an OB strip, and I just keep it tucked in the back of the record. What a pain in the ass.
The one on the CD, though, what am I going to do with that?
Right.
It's like just fold it up in half and put it inside with the book or something. But could they have sold that to me $2 cheaper if they didn't put that on it? I would have been happy.
That's probably $4 there.
Yeah. Like that killed me. But it's a fantastic record, and man, I can't stop playing it. I got it on. I got home with it late Saturday night, so I didn't get to play it till Sunday. But what were we? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 days. I've listened to it probably 6, 7, 8 times, maybe.
Oh wow!
And Glenn, I might have been saying this on a previous chat, but I was talking actually to a local, one of the local record store owners who I saw him actually at the Peter Gabriel show here in Columbus when he played here a month and a half, 2 months ago, whatever it was, and he made a great point, which I totally agree with now, was that the first time that we heard those new songs were live. And so when we heard those songs, and like the Peter Gabriel live show is just like this oral and visual experience. And so now when I hear it on the record, I go back to that live experience, and it just I'm absolutely loving it. I could not be happier with it. And even the songs that I was like, it's still good, but not my thing, I find myself liking more and more the more I listen to it.
I think it's a brilliant album. If you're a Peter Gabriel fan, you will love that album. Like, you can't complain. Although the CD, I don't know if you follow. Do you go on the Steve Hoffman forums?
I do not. No.
You should. There's a thread going on about that release, and when I first put it on the CD I noticed, wow, it's a lot louder than my normal. Like, I have a particular setting on my amp when I listen to CDs, and I put that one on. All of a sudden, it's going, whoa, that's loud, and it's so compressed. The CD, like it's just people are just going, don't get the vinyl. Like so, if anybody's looking for that album and it's choice between vinyl and CD, I suggest you if you're
unless
really
you're Canadian
picky about that stuff and you want more dynamics than that, get the vinyl.
Yeah, unless you got to pay. What is it? Still $100 and some bucks up there?
Yeah, it's like $100 up here or something. I'm not buying. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I'm not complaining, but I just say the people who are real tender about that stuff, they'll be complaining. Here's another guy. Yeah, vinyl's too pricey. Yeah, unfortunately. There was a story of tape of Lennon McCartney's live vocals used to circulate. Yeah, that wasn't fair, really. Or a shorter summary would be one is red and the other is blue. Yeah. Good review. Oh, they're still going on about Linda. Alex, do you have all the Radio Moscow records and seen them live?
I'll do you one better. I have none of them. No, I do not. I've heard of them, but I am not familiar with them.
Thanks for the info, James. Greetings, gentlemen. Hello, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
I want to run something by you guys just for fun. Did anybody watch? Yeah, I think you were there. Sunday night, Steve, All the World's a Stage, Steve's live chat.
Oh, I sure was. Making fun of people. Yeah.
So they were doing, now I love Marcia and Trevor and Steve. This is nothing personal against them. They are friends. They are
love them.
Wonderful human beings in the world.
The best.
But they were doing this theme where bands they hate, but they like one song from the band, and then they were saying what that song was. But I was gobsmacked by the number of bands they mentioned that I like, or artists at least I respect, that they all hated. I just want to run them by you. REM was one.
I'm indifferent.
Joni Mitchell.
What?
Didn't have anything good to say about Joni Mitchell. Nothing.
They would revoke our.
Like one song. That was it.
If Glenn and I didn't like Joni Mitchell, the government would revoke our passport.
Here's Steve. I'm glad he's here. James Taylor. That's like not liking Santa Claus. I mean, you don't like the song Sweet Baby James? You don't like Something in the Way She Moves, which George Harrison totally ripped off for one of the biggest selling Beatles songs of all time. Mudslide Slim's a great album. I mean, if you're talking,
Steve brought up Steely Dan. Steve, they all hate Steely Dan.
How sweet it is. I understand that, James. They're just, covers and stuff, but his own songs, and he's such a great guitar player, beautiful voice. How do you not like that? I don't know. Was there any more? Do you remember any more?
Well, Steely Dan, that stuck out to me. I don't think any of them like Steely Dan too much.
Yeah, that's true. I wrote it down, and now I got to find my notes.
Oh my God, Trevor, we were just talking about you. In fact, we still are.
We still are.
Down with Steely Dan.
I can't find where I wrote
I regret. I have to admit,
so
I didn't watch the live stream because I was too busy recording a podcast episode. So I'll have to catch up.
What the hell is wrong with you people? I can't do it. But anyway, I'm shocked at the amount of people they don't like. And here's one for Steve. See,
the Doors was a big one. The
Doors.
Yeah, it was the big one.
I got it for once. Marsh and I actually agree on something. We never agree on anything, but the Doors. I'm not a Doors fan.
More of a Windows guy.
I like Windows. Yeah.
Anyway, I love all you guys. It was a great chat. Everybody tune in. It's every other
I like
Sunday.
Windows 11 better than Windows 10.
Steve's chat because with Marcia and Trevor, they do a great job, and I enjoy it. I can hardly wait for it. So this is not to slam the chat. They're awesome people. Great chat. I was surprised at the.
And ultimately, isn't this what entertainment is all about? Like they're getting I was getting riled up. I was getting riled up.
Is this what we're doing? We're providing entertainment? You got to be shitting me.
Yeah. So
we don't, but they do.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if this is entertainment, holy smokes!
Oh, that was my comment on their video. Is that I'm going to do a live stream topic on live streams I hate, and everybody laughs. So now Trevor's put that down here. Is this the topic? Live streams you hate? No, it's not. I just wanted to see if these guys didn't like those artists too.
Go back up one. Music Sanctuary made
Wow,
a
the
comment.
Doors. Yes, the Doors.
Yeah, another Doors fan.
The
Yes,
new 2 RSD release of Under a Blood Red Sky sounds incredible.
it does. I bought it and it's fantastic. I just wish that, I mean, there's only 5 or 6 songs in that. If they had just added an extra disc, it would have been perfect. But it does sound amazing, and I'm so glad I bought it.
Wow, very cool.
I'm a U2 completist anyway, but
I didn't know that was a Bernie Grundman cut. So
I think the Doors Jim Morrison albums are all great, even the Soft Parade. Yeah, me too. I got no problem. Glenn, Steve, and I did that episode so you know what not to bring to the record exchange. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's right.
So that's what you should bring to the record exchange.
Yeah. The line of Sunday Night. So then on one of the album exchanges, Steve brought this album by a guy named Richard Hawley, Hawley. It's called Cole's Corner. And Marcia reviewed it. And I think the other guy, Chris, reviewed it. And they both loved it, like 9 out of 10. And it got my interest, but I didn't want to grab it to review because it's already been done. So I think it was last night. I wasn't doing anything, and I went on Spotify. I thought I'm going to listen to this album because these guys say it's amazing. It was the worst piece of crap I've ever heard in my freaking life. It was like crooner music with orchestra. Like the first song, it's like it was just like Tony Bennett was singing something, and the whole album just had no. It was just it was god awful. I think I did throw up in my mouth a little bit. It was like.
Well, Glenn, I gotta ask. So, Richard Hawley, Airbag. Where are you going here?
Oh, Airbag, I liked. Like I just teased Steve about Airbag. They were actually.
Okay, but you do like. Okay, good.
Yeah. But so then I'm thinking they don't like James Taylor, but they like Richard Hawley. Like, I gotta. I mean, now these people are doing the thing with me every week. I gotta start teaching them about music. They don't know too much. You're just lashing out now, Glenn.
He's a grumpy old man. What are you going to do?
Yeah. I'm not big on the Stones. Yeah, and you got a friend there.
Neither am I.
You got a friend there. Suede fans. I'd rather wear leather, but suede gets damaged in the rain.
I prefer my suede blue.
Yeah. I've never listened to suede.
I like shorts.
Suede shorts.
No, just shorts in general. I'm wearing shorts right now, and it's the middle of winter.
I agree with you, Glenn. I've never cared for Cole's Corner. Oh, it's god awful. It's like
here I am. When you said Cole's Corner, I was thinking like a lump of coal, not like coal.
No,
so like a lump of coal. No.
Yeah, I'm going to buy Steve like the greatest hits of El Martino or something. Now that I know what he likes. Wow. I did a video. I was saying when I first started, before you guys came on, I did a video the other day on Hall & Oates because I'm a Hall & Oates fan. I thought I got nothing else to do. I'm going to do one, and I got no support on the video whatsoever. For a few days, it was like, oh my God, like no one cares. And now it's up to a couple 100 views, but it took some going. And then the next day I did the greatest underrated albums of all time. In less than 2 days, I got almost 2,000 views.
Wow.
You guys got any underrated albums you think that are like, what do you think when you think of the top couple of underrated albums from a band?
Ooh.
Like I picked Beatles for Sale as my top.
I love Beatles for Sale.
Me too. And I think when you see Beatles rankings, that's always ranked.
It's always low. At the bottom. Damn near. I love it. Of all their first albums, it's one of my favorites.
And the other one that I had it and I forgot it was sitting on the ground and under my foot and I didn't pull it out and rank it, but it was Tusk.
Yep.
I think Tusk is a really good album, but I
can see why people don't like it. There's some weird Lindsey Buckingham experimentation there, but I like the album.
But there are some great songs on there too.
Damn right.
And I think it gets underrated because it's in the shadows of two amazing albums.
Of course. Yep.
Well, I mean, that's the thing you brought up, Rob, of like probably the thing that people dislike about it is the thing that a lot of people love more about it.
Exactly.
Right? Like,
yeah.
I love the quirk. Like I've always felt that Tusk was really a Lindsey record. I mean,
it was absolutely.
His fingerprints are just all over that, which I can understand if people are coming from like more like give us the pop hits. Why it would seem not so much, but Marsha's ripping on Tusk already. That was quick.
Can I boot JWG out, please? I won't. If he apologizes in front of everyone, I won't kick him out.
He doesn't need to. You don't have to like the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, we're all entitled. Hey,
I'm 33% of this group, and I say you don't have to.
I just sat here and crapped on about 5 albums that people like. So who am I to tell people that they can't dislike the Stones? At least Oates won't be able to tour as Hall & Oates. No, I don't. I think it'll just be Oates.
I'm very curious. It's probably never going to come out, but I've heard various theories as to what they're fighting about. So I don't know.
What are you hearing?
One of them I heard that Hall is pissed off that Oates is performing songs that Hall feels he wrote, because he says, I'm the musician in this band, he's just the singer, and he's not my partner, he's my business partner, and I don't want him singing the songs that I wrote because they're my songs. That's one thing that I heard. And the other, I can't remember what I had read something else too. But that was the one to me that sort of seemed to make the most sense. But I don't know.
Well, I heard, and I think it might have been James who's on tonight mentioned this, that John Oates he wanted to take control because he didn't have a majority.
Right. Stake. It had to do because Oates had already sold his
their ex-wives.
Yeah.
They tried to get the 3 of them together.
Right. Yes, that's
what it was. Majority stock or whatever to sell.
Right.
Daryl's likeness, Daryl's songs. So if that's
what it was. Yes.
Then I think Daryl Hall is well within his rights to be pissed.
Agreed.
Yeah, that would really be ignorant. So, but who knows? Tusk is the most expensive album ever. You mean to buy or to produce?
I think from a production standpoint.
I'm gonna say it's about a $15 record.
Marsha, I'm bloated too, but I'm lovable.
Thank you, Glenn.
Yeah.
Marsha also doesn't like Rattle and Hum, so what does she know?
Tusk is their 3rd best album for me. Yeah, out of that Stevie Nicks, Lindsey Buckingham era, I agree.
Yeah, me too.
Freaking great. Tusk was more expensive than Chinese Democracy by Guns N' Roses. There's one very great album in Tusk. Yeah, you could make that argument that could have been their best album if they cut out some of the stuff in it. I think the Peter Green version of Fleetwood Mac is underrated compared to. They're both fantastic.
They're both fantastic.
Can Hall call it Hall? And I think he's fine going with Daryl Hall. Satanic Majesties is an underrated Stones album. I completely agree, Cardboard. I love that album. Definitely top 7 or 8 Stones album for me. I heard the marching band of Tusk, and that was the last. Oh, I love that part with the USC marching band.
I like the live version from the dance even better.
Oates supposedly was going to sell 50% of the group's rights to the label Primary. Yeah, because they already owned some of it, supposedly, Primary Wave. But you think he'd go to Daryl and have a conversation or something. Daryl just did a great hour-long interview with Bill Maher on his Club Random podcast. Oh, interesting. Oh, to produce. Daryl Hall was lucky his permission was needed for the deal to go through. Yeah. Went to a Hall & Oates concert just for the opening band, the Kinks. Wow.
That's an interesting.
That would have been a good double bill. Tusk had a huge cocaine budget.
Yeah, by all accounts, I read some of Lindsay's stories. Holy moly.
I wish I still had my Fleetwood autograph chopsticks. Wow.
Speaking of Mick Fleetwood autographs.
Oh, wow.
That's sweet. That's awesome.
So John
McVie, John McVie, Mick Fleetwood, and Lindsey Buckingham.
Where'd you get that?
I bought it. It's authenticated, but I bought it.
Oh, wow. Very cool. Isn't there snoring on 2000? Yes, there is. It's very musical snoring, though. Paul can just
It's what I try and tell my wife every night. It's musical snoring.
Yeah. Love the early 70s Fleetwood Mac with Danny Kerwin and Bob Wells. You know, pretty much every incarnation of Fleetwood Mac
I love all
value.
Fleetwood Mac.
It has value. It's not...
Even the one album that no one remembers.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah, you have that. I don't... Yeah, and I don't remember that.
I love it. I really like it.
I predict the outcome of the Hall and Oates will be that they both will be wealthy. I think they already are. You know what happened? Rich people like their money. That's why they're rich. What do you guys think of that?
I think it's well deserved. Look what that Eras tour is. Whether you like her music or not, set your opinion about her music aside. The amount of people she's bringing into music is incredible. That tour, 2 years, she's going to bring in over $1 billion from that tour. What she's done with her concert film, she deserves it. Hats off to her. Not to mention, she's done some of those re-records this year to reclaim her rights and everything. Yeah, good for her. Well deserved.
I think it's well deserved too.
Look, I'm a Taylor Swift fan. Rob, you and I have talked at length about this. I'm sure we have before. I mean, like anything else, it's like depending on what the what the scale is for how we define Time Person of the Year. I think there's I might be wrong in here. Forgive me, but wasn't like Hitler Time Person of the Year? Now I'm not comparing the two, but typically they're just who's this person who has a massive worldwide influence. Right. Which is just so great. I could not love her music, but I couldn't. I'm also over the.
I know, but it shouldn't. The person of the year shouldn't have to always be a politician.
No, of course.
Oh, for sure.
And she's very influential in a very positive way.
Who's had a larger cultural impact? I don't think anybody.
What, on pop music?
That's my thing. Not even music. I just mean popular culture in general.
Oh, maybe more. Maybe she's bigger than anyone ever.
Right.
But in my question, and again, but I don't know what times, how they measure. If they're just looking for the most popular person in the world, then great. That might be it.
No, but I think it's her influence that won it for her. I don't think it has anything to do with her music at all.
What's her influence outside of her music?
Well, do you know how many people she's even getting out to vote? People just she's putting this. I don't know how many tens of thousands of people she's got.
I read somewhere, and I don't know what the number.
I mean, she's very influential.
I read somewhere, and I don't know what the number is, but they were talking about when her tour rolls into town for a day, what the impact on the local economy is just for that one night, and it's in the tens of millions of dollars. Restaurants and hotels and blah, blah, blah. Multiply that by 300 shows. It's not, there's so many, it's not just music. It's popular culture. It's everything.
Yeah.
It's dating the star of the football team.
Well,
that's annoying. See, some of this stuff's annoying.
That's annoying. I agree.
Stuff's horrible.
But here again, she's getting a whole new demographic to watch football.
And a whole new demographic that's going to buy his jerseys and then are going to burn his jerseys.
The point is,
when they break up,
the point is,
they're not going to break up, Glenn. They're not going to.
Long-term or short-term, positive or negative, it's still an impact on something in society.
And that's my point of if the measurement of impact is based on those types of things, then again, I'm not going to debate whether or not someone is worthy of Time Person. It's a genuine, here's the other thing too, though, is Taylor Swift could literally go out and murder somebody, and 9 out of her 10 people are going to be they deserved it. So there's also a cult following aspect with all of this as well.
Sure.
And again, it's nothing. I just I would have to see how they measure these things.
I don't know that there's any quantitative metrics behind it, but
I need to see the research, Rob.
Well, I'll tell you what, Alex, I'm going to email Time Magazine and I'm going to nominate you for Person of the Year next year because you are an up and coming social media influencer.
I'm just trying to get Person of the Week. Never even mind a year. Go over the year. I want Person of the Week. That's it.
Well, Glenn, I think we should vote.
Alex is just trying to get the dog to play with him, for Christ's sake.
I'm gonna nominate Alex as the Person of the Evening. How's that for tonight?
Yeah. We should come up with a Man of the Year award or Woman of the Year award for vinyl community.
I think that's already taken by a different live streaming entity, Glenn.
Okay. The vinyl community is too cliquey and too much of a popularity contest as it is. Don't exacerbate the problem.
I just because I saw it in the comments.
So what you're saying, Rob, is we don't have a chance.
I'm not even. Of the year should have been Kiss and their holograms. That should have been the winner.
I'm not even the most popular person in my house.
Jack's doing a driver's test tomorrow. How did you guys do the first time you took your driver's test?
What did I do? I passed.
I failed.
Mine was in a snowstorm with freezing rain, and I still passed.
Did you all have to parallel park, or did you have to do maneuverability?
Parallel park. Yeah.
I got lucky because it was a snowstorm and freezing rain, and my test was about 5 minutes long. And the instructor goes, "Yeah, good enough. Let's go back."
The guy who took me out for my test was like the biggest prick in the world, and we're driving along. He's intimidating the hell out of me, and then he says, "Turn left here," and I didn't hear him. And I'm going through the intersection, and I'm kind of past the point of where I should be making the left-hand turn. And he goes, "I said turn left." And so I turned left, and I almost did like a U-turn to turn left. And
I gotta ask.
He has to just go back. Like he's failing me right there.
I know it was a long time ago, but was it really hard to parallel park the horse and buggy? I just wonder. Did you have to take a new test when the cars came along?
Okay, I like that. I just resemble that remark.
I know.
That was good.
I'm here all night, folks. Tip Glenn because I'm not monetized.
That was hilarious. At least he didn't make her Man of the Year. Yes,
but she's the man. Remember, if she were the man, Alex gets.
I just don't care about Kiss. I don't like to say they suck or anything else. I just don't care. I don't know how you guys are.
That's what I'm saying. They should have been Kiss in their hologram. Should have been Person of the Year.
They can kiss my. I even like Burnett Vito version.
Yeah, I was talking about that.
That's what Rob.
The other week. I love that album. It's called Time. It's a great album.
Hey, yeah, we're done. We're done talking about Taylor Swift. She's done. Good luck tomorrow, Jack. Yes, Jack. Good luck on your test tomorrow, buddy. Let us know how you do. And then once Jack gets his license, he can drive up to Canada and come visit us.
That's right.
I was like, pay attention when you're taking that test, Jack, because you'll never drive like that again.
Oh, here's a good one, Rob.
Oh, wow. Can you imagine? That's almost like a Roy story, that one.
Wow. Yeah, that is almost like a Roy story. Bigger than Michael Jackson. Yes, I think bigger than Michael Jackson. Kiss Holograms. The Monkees Present is another underrated album. I'm not a big fan of that album.
I don't get the Monkees at all.
Head soundtrack. Yeah, there's some great songs on there, but it's so short. If the Beatles catalog ever came up for sale, Taylor Swift would jump on it. Well, she could afford it.
It'll never go up for sale now that Universal has it.
Do you think e-scooters are a bit over the top and the drivers douchey? I don't live in the city anymore, so I don't see e-scooters that much, but they probably are.
I wish they were target practice.
Swift has already grossed $1.5 billion and is only 1/3 complete.
Right.
Must be nice.
Yes, everybody wants Jack to do well on his driving test tomorrow. So now he's got all this pressure on him. He's going to flunk. I just know it.
What you need to do, Jack, when you get in the car, just crank some Bohemian Rhapsody and start driving.
I like that, Dan. When I took my driver's test, I passed the stop sign. That's funny. Much easier just parking the horse.
Yeah.
My instructor yelled that I braked too hard. I cried, "Sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to." The old turn right here trick onto a one-way street. Automatic fail. Hey, Alex, not only did Hitler win, Stalin won twice.
It's like,
Wow.
this is the content that people are here for tonight.
Even with the holograms, Ace and Peter get shafted. What is the most overrated and underrated album by Taylor Swift? I don't know any Taylor Swift album. That's up to you.
Go ahead. Well, go ahead.
This
Rob.
is interesting, actually.
Right, because it's under and overrated, and they're all, yeah.
So in my mind, the most overrated album is Reputation. I think it's overproduced. It's not
Agreed.
the songs are good, but they're overproduced. And in terms of underrated, I think that Evermore is underrated because Folklore gets all the hype because it came first. But I think I think Evermore is better than Folklore.
You know, for the sake, I would agree with everything you said. Reputation, I would say, is overrated, and that I would agree with the Evermore thing. I like that probably just as much as Folklore, but I think people view it as like Folklore B-sides, which they might be, but
I think yes, and that is how people think. But I think the songs on Evermore are more solid than the ones that are on Folklore.
Could be.
But it could be a double album too. It's. We got to stop talking Taylor Swift, and everyone else can get pissed off.
What's one band you would like to see play the Super Bowl? Any answer is good.
Nobody. Super Bowl halftime shows suck.
Well, there's been some good ones.
They lip sync them all. They're shit.
No, they don't. Not everybody.
Most of them they do. Yep.
Springsteen never lip sync.
No, he was one of the few that didn't. Petty.
McCartney didn't lip sync.
Tom Petty lip synced.
Did he?
Yeah, you can tell.
I don't know any current artists that I would care about to see do that. That would be big enough that would draw a TV audience, like Jack White. But
Cosmic Torpedoes.
Yeah, Cosmic Torpedoes would do it. This Jack guy is 16. Young people listen to this show. Yes, they do. We're influencers.
I know we're popular with the young folk.
We're influencers. You know how many people are wearing Blue Jay hats now that
I know.
Speaking of Blue Jays, Ohtani.
That's the rumor.
If we get Ohtani, I'm going to start drinking.
I'm of two minds. It would be amazing.
I'm going to change my channel name to Beer and Basement.
But what are we going to have to give up? I would rather us pick up what's his name from.
Well, they're not going to have to give up anything. He's a free agent.
Yeah, but it's going to cost us like $500 million.
It doesn't matter. Rogers has got more money than you.
Well, I know. I pay my cable every month.
And they're not just talking about it as a baseball contract. They're talking about it as a business deal because
I get it. You're signing arguably
sales and the.
I get it. You're signing arguably maybe the second greatest player to ever play the game. Maybe the greatest player to ever play the game. So
and don't forget, if you pay him $50 million a year, this year he won't pitch, but next year he would. Yeah. So you got a pitcher and a hitter. How much would you pay for a good pitcher and a good hitter? You'd pay $50 million.
You probably would. Yeah, good point. I hope it happens. I really do. It seems like it's between us and the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers have said, yes, we met with him. And his people have said, if you leak it to the media, he won't sign. And
I think the longer the decision's taken, the more chance we got.
That's looking
good.
If
it was easy cut and dried, I'm going to the Dodgers, he would have done it by now.
Can you think there's never been a deal that's even been close to the history of our franchise.
It's going to be over $500 million.
But what I mean is, in terms of like we just landed a big star. I don't think there's never
been. To my wife tonight, I think it would be the biggest sports story in Toronto sports history.
Correct. Yes. I hope.
Canadian sports history.
I know. Boy, wouldn't that piss off the Americans if he came to Canada? Because awesome. MLB hates the Jays.
Yeah. 18, James. Oh, he's 18. Come on, cardboard head guy. You really had to bring up the Taylor Swift. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Underrated. Speak Now. Is that a Taylor Swift album?
It is. It's good.
I couldn't get
my favorite.
I'd rather listen to these guys talk about Taylor Swift than talk about frickin' Kiss.
We can keep talking about Taylor Swift if you want.
Who is Taylor Swift? Hey, Rich.
Hey, Rich.
Another. Okay. This is a zero Taylor. No Taylor Swift and no Kiss. Talk about anything else you want. Metallica could do a Super Bowl.
Sure.
Yeah, but you know what?
I think they would. Yeah.
I just don't know if they would draw the audience that they.
But that's the thing.
No.
You have a very undiverse demographic watching that would be involved with that.
That's
who could pull off a good Super Bowl halftime show? Taylor Swift.
Well, so which allegedly she was offered all those things. The thing is, though,
good for her,
is that she would sell out Super Bowl tickets
just
as
for
a
her
concert before they would sell out as a Super Bowl.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Foo Fighters. Oh, I couldn't. If David Grohl was on, I would have to not watch. And I
he plays on everything, so he'd play the show, and then you'd see him suit up and play football.
It doesn't matter who's doing the Super halftime show. David Grohl's probably going to be there anyway.
Probably.
All Super Bowl.
If you asked him to drum for the Cosmic Torpedoes, he would.
He would.
We should ask him to be on.
Last time I was at Sam's house and we were playing, he was knocking at the door. We wouldn't let him in.
I'm surprised he hasn't tried to come on our live stream here.
Yeah, me too. I think the Folklore Center in the Eras tour from. Oh my God, we're still going on about it. Supertramp reunites for the Super Bowl.
Have you seen the concert movie yet, Alex?
I would love that.
Alex, have you seen?
Oh my God, I'm not putting any more.
No,
it's coming to streaming services next week. So
everyone thinks Ohtani. No, that's not true. Everyone thinks Ohtani signed. It's down to 2 teams, pretty much.
Down to 2 teams. Look at what all the experts are saying. LA or Toronto?
Going to Toronto. He ain't coming to LA there, Vinyl Richie. Most artists with integrity wouldn't be popular enough. Hey, Rich, do you want to make a bet? Most artists with integrity wouldn't be popular enough to be selected by a network to play
the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Ohtani will be a Dodger. No, he will be.
I doubt it. They've already let the cat out of the bag.
He would have signed by now.
Yep.
Because that just would have been cut and dried. We should make a bet with Richie. An Amazon gift card or something.
No, we're just going to FedEx him a Jays hat and he's got to wear it.
That's a good idea. This baseball talk is making my ears sad.
Me too, because it's so long till baseball
talk starts hearing Dreamweaver. Okay, I see Taylor's name there. We don't all hate the Jays. I even love the Expos.
I miss the Expos.
Oh, we need a Super Bowl filled with Swifties. No one would be there for the game.
You're right. It's true.
They should have an e-scooter race with hologram drivers at the Super Bowl.
That'd be awesome.
I thought Sam was sitting on the porch. He doesn't have a porch. We determined that before. AC/DC would have been, yeah. Years ago. That the demographic has changed so much. It's just, it would be a big yawn. I thought The Weeknd did a great halftime show at the Super Bowl. See, that's the kind of people that they like, right? They want a younger audience to watch, and they don't care about us old fossils watching the frickin' game. I like the Blue Jays and love the Expos. My Kansas City Royals aren't winning anything these days. No, they suck pretty bad.
At least they've won a World Series in recent memory.
Sam is secretly feeding Stephen Schnee right now, probably. Ohtani will go to Toronto as long as they don't allow him to visit during the winter.
That's why they met in Florida.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. It's really crazy that it happened the 50th anniversary of Band on the Run. I hope Bob Dylan's making a new album, but I don't think he's. Who knows? We didn't know Rough and Rowdy Ways was coming out either, and then he comes out with a masterpiece. So maybe Ohtani should announce his choice at halftime of the Super Bowl. Yeah, remember when LeBron James? Remember he had a half-hour special on TV to announce where he was going or something? What a pompous ass!
Yep,
it was a fundraiser. It's fine.
Was it? I didn't know that.
But it's not fine. But that was the rationale.
Oh God. Favorite double live album?
Oh, easy. The Last Waltz.
Isn't that a triple?
That's triple.
Oh, shit. All right. Taylor, Love Live from Paris.
It might be. But for me, it's Fillmore East. Allman Brothers.
Yeah, I might have to go with that as a double, but I'm trying to think of others. Name a couple.
Matt Mays from Burnside with Love, which none of you have ever heard of.
Just think of your favorite bands or artists.
I know the problem with I get kind of blurred with CDs.
Oh yeah.
Versus
well, you have like Live Dad, but I know that was before you know what I mean, like that's before Working Man's Dad and American Beauty and all that.
So the Dead have an album, live album called Without a Net. I don't know if you're aware of that album. It was like from the pretty much 80s. It was the Brett Midland period, right? And I really like that album. But I'm in a store in Belleville, Ontario the other day, and I see it sitting up on the shelf, the vinyl. I've never seen the vinyl before. And I pull it down, $199.99. I went, holy crap, and put it back up right away. Then I get back,
put it back.
And my buddy who owns Zap Records in Coburg, he does an Instagram thing, and that's the album he was showcasing on his Instagram feed. It's a reissue now, and it's $99.
Jesus.
So I messaged him and said, I just saw an original pressing for $199. He says, that's actually a pretty good price.
Jesus.
Can you imagine? If he signs in Toronto, I'll buy a cap and wear it. All right.
You got a deal.
Perfect. I think you should have to come up here and wear it, Rich. Jump on a plane.
Yep. In the middle of February when it's snowing.
Yeah. Joni Mitchell singing backup for Steely Dan at the Super Bowl would be awesome. Yeah, that would make Steve's day. I wonder what you'd be doing that day, Steve. AC/DC made the same album 17 times. I kind of agree with you, but
that's what worked for him, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Super Bowl is supposed to appeal to everyone. That's why I don't care for the halftime show. Yeah, but it's all about demographics and who's spending money. You know, like people who are into these classic rock bands we're not the big spenders anymore. It's 70-year-olds.
I don't care about the halftime show or the football game, so I'm good.
Imagine Bon Scott playing halftime. Glorious.
I think Queen doing a halftime show would be awesome if Freddie were still around.
Oh, I think you're right. I think
because it's very theatrical, right?
Yeah. My fave Wings album was always the live album Wings Over America. That's a great record, great live album, but it's a triple too. Live Rust,
great.
UFO
double great.
Wings Over America is a triple album. Yes, it is. I'm pretty sure Without a Net is acclaimed. If you're a Grateful Dead fan, most Dead fans kind of don't like the Brett Midland period. I think when you're a solid fan, I mean, they like it all, but they like the original Dead stuff, 70s and stuff better, 60s. Hello, guys. Great chat. We lost a great musician in Miles Goodwin. Any favorite songs from April Wine? I was never like a huge April Wine fan. I would just hear their songs on the radio. I've never owned an album, so I don't know if I have a favorite song.
I like it when I hear it on the radio, but I don't own any.
Yeah. Waiting for Columbus.
I could have saw them once for free, but I didn't.
There's a great live album. Oh, Rocket. There's a great one. Grand Funk Live or Rockin' the Fillmore. Thanks, Steve. Two fantastic ones. James Taylor Swift, A Modern Wedding waiting to happen. Yeah, Rush did some good live albums. Up With People. Remember, you guys aren't old enough to remember that. That were the first Super Bowls. They used to have this wholesome entertainment in these young men and women in like university sweaters. It was so milquetoast. It was not even funny. Like they just didn't want to offend anyone. They'd sing these happy songs. We're walking on, or something like that. You know, it's like it was so bad that I think that was what the first 10 years of the Super Bowl. They did that. I wonder who was the first star that ever did a halftime show at the Super Bowl. Up With People, yeah, God. I'd like to see a bunch of bluegrass pickers play out. Me too, Dan.
Or the Cosmic Torpedoes.
Four-Way Street, great live. I never really dug Four-Way Street. I don't know why. I just thought it was a bit of a mess for some reason. I heard Touch the Gray and I didn't think it was that great. I love Touch the Gray. Great album. That song is Touch the Gray, but that from that album. Say Hello is probably the catchiest April Wine song. Doors Absolutely Live. You know, I've never heard that album. I stopped with people at Pontiac Silverdome. Boring. Oh, that's hilarious. Beatles should have what? Oh, done a Super Bowl halftime show?
No.
How about Ringo?
No.
We had to sing a song up with people in grade school. The Who live at Leeds. You think Paul likes his Beatle years more than his Wings years, or is it a toss-up? I'm sure the Beatle years, I'm sure he loves both, but I would think the Beatle years would be, I mean, one of them is historic. He was part of, is legendary. How could you not have some love for that? No, it wasn't. The Super Bowl didn't have the first Super Bowl was when, 67 or? Yeah, they didn't have bands back then doing it.
No.
Frampton Comes Alive or Blue Oyster Cult's On Your Feet or On Your Knees? I'd take Blue Oyster Cult over Frampton Comes Alive any day. Overrated album, in my opinion, Frampton Comes Alive. I can't believe how big it was. Four-Way Street is...
It's T.
What is it?
It's T.
Run into her seats, Marcia. Imagine Zeppelin doing a halftime show. Yeah. Hey, Glenn, have you heard the new Mitski album? It's my favorite of the year. Very folky and rootsy. No, is that a name of a band or... I'm making a note. I heard a great album. Have you guys been looking at any lists of the best albums of 2023 at all? If you Google it, I guarantee when you pull it up on Pitchfork or whatever list you pull it up when you find it, I have never heard of 99% of the artists or the albums.
Because you're not the demographic that those...
And one artist that kept popping up on the list, I'm familiar with her name, but have never heard her music. Her name is Corinne Bailey Rae. You ever heard of her?
Heard of her, but that's it.
Yeah, me too. So her album keeps popping up because I've heard good things about her. So it kind of stuck with me. She put out an album this year called Black Rainbows, and it's getting a lot of praise. It's on a lot of lists. So I went on Spotify last night and listened to it. I freaking loved it. I've already phoned my local store to see if they have it in stock. They do. I'm going to pick it up on Saturday when I'm going by. It's really, really good. Corinne Bailey Rae, Black Rainbows. Give it a listen.
I see what you're saying about this Pitchfork list. I'm halfway through it. I've only heard of a handful. Wow.
Mitski. I got Mitski written down. Thanks for the recommendation. Too bad Ed Sullivan was hosting halftime shows back then. Yeah. We got a really big halftime show for you tonight.
It's a really big show.
T for terrible. Thanks, Marcia. I agree with you. Wasn't well done. Jerry Mercer of April Wine was an underrated drummer and even received great praise from Neil Peart. Wow. Well, that's high praise. Google says New Kids on the Block were the first for the whole... Oh, that's interesting. Wow. That's Super Bowl 25.
The mid-90s?
So when the first Super Bowl, 67, 77, 87, 90. 92 was the first time they had like a...
I feel like the Michael Jackson one was like the first like that made it like a spectacle. Like when Michael Jackson did the Super Bowl, it was like set the world on fire.
1990 was Super Bowl 25.
Wow. She's an artist. Her albums are really good. That's Mitski. Okay, I'm going to check that out. Super Bowl 1982, Salute to Motown. Okay. Pink Floyd would never do halftime. No, and their act would have been not, that wouldn't fit a Super Bowl. There's no high energy at a Pink Floyd.
Exactly.
That's more of an artsy thing. If I ever hear "Show Me the Way" one more time, yeah, I don't care about that. That album just never really did it for me. Roger Waters would spend the whole time making a speech. Black Rainbows is good. Yes, it is good. The album has a pretentious title. It's called "The Land is Inhospitable, and So Are We." Oh. I like the new Teenage Fan Club album. Don't know about that. Yeah, if anybody wants to make note of albums we should listen to that came out this year, because I'm really kind of I'm compiling my year in review, and I keep looking at all the albums. I'm going, man, I only touched the surface buying new albums this year, so I'm kind of interested to see what everybody else is putting out there. Al Hurt, I think you're right, Richie. I remember that. Michael Jackson was a halftime game changer. Yeah. James, not if it was 80s, 90s Floyd. Even 70s Floyd. What are they going to do? Put us on the screen? They're going to have that bubbly psychedelic stuff going on while the Dark Side of the Moon? Like,
I think Derek was talking, I think he was referring to James's comment about Roger Waters making speeches the whole time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was at my local stereo shop, and they were wowing me with some Patricia Barber. She's amazing. Some of the best sounding records you'll ever hear. Coyote by Dylan LeBlanc. Wow, there's people coming up with stuff. Did you ever listen to Cool Jazz Cal Jader? No, but I think that came up on a list too.
Well, he had Cal Jader had a record store day release.
Oh, yeah?
On Black Friday. So that was kind of making some of the rounds in the jazz groups.
Oh.
But he's a vibe. He's vibes, right?
What's that? I'm sorry?
I think he's a vibraphonist. Like, he's a vibe player.
I can do that.
That's the thing. A lot of people, it's funny, Glenn, you'll appreciate this. A lot of people, I think, getting into the jazz would struggle with vibes, but we come from like a Zappa place. We're like, we love the vibes. Like,
yeah, exactly.
We love it.
Yeah. Ruth Underwood.
Yeah, we love Ruth. We'll love Cal. Yeah.
Anyone going to get to 50? Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I think we're all kind of interested. At least, because I need to replace my copy of Band on the Run, so I'm in. As long as they don't charge $5,000 for it.
It won't be cheap.
Freaking Jesus. Alex, do you like corn and corn?
Big fan of the C corn. Not the K corn, not really my thing. Even though I do from time to time act like a freak on a leash. I don't know. Marsha, something tells me Marsha would like Freak on a Leash. She'd be like, I love that song, but I couldn't care less about that band. Marsha, I'm just joking with you. I don't know if you're still watching, but something tells me that you would be
so
like.
You're saying Marsha's a freak on a leash.
Marsha loves Freak on a Leash, but nothing else by Korn.
That's hilarious. Also love the new Teenage Fan Club album. That's twice that's been mentioned. Nirvana would have been a great Super Bowl act.
I don't know.
Not in 1995. I think there's a 24 Crime of the Century coming. It'd be interesting what they would do with a Super Tramp reissue, with what they have in the vault there. Wasn't the first Super Bowl called the AFC NFC Championship game? Yeah, but then after that they changed it to. I'm not sure if that's considered the first one. Is it? I don't know. Glenn, I recommend Hackneyed Diamonds. Yeah. I don't need anything more than collects dust in this house.
Hearing about that.
The Dust Collector of the Year award. That's just a non-event, that album. I still can't believe people are still going on about it. My Rolling Stones do not have I like Lady Gaga. I respect her as an artist. Not like I buy any of her music because it's not my wheelhouse, but she doesn't belong on a Stones record. Cal Jader's awesome. Great swing and chill stuff. Oh, I'm gonna give it a listen. Too bad for me that new music is Hackney Diamonds. Man. My buddy Tim, who owns a record store, he had it sitting on the counter the other day when I was there, and I asked him about it. He says, he holds it up and he goes, "See that cover?" He says, "That's a dagger being stuck right in the middle of the Rolling Stones' career."
But was he talking specifically about the artwork?
Yeah, because the artwork's got a dagger going through the diamond.
Yeah, I think the artwork's trash. I would, yeah.
No, he was talking, but he was showing as a symbol of how bad the album was. He didn't like it. And me neither.
Ouch. $138.
For what?
No, go to the next comment.
Oh, yeah. See, I won't be buying that.
Nope. I'm out.
I'll just look for a good used original Band on the Run to replace my copy.
I'll download it.
People will be trading in their other older Band on the Run albums to buy that. That's insane. Never found a Mobile Fidelity in the dollar bins. Me neither.
There's probably a reason for that.
You ever found a cheap Mobile Fidelity album? I've never really. I can't say I have. They put Hell on Wheels back on it. Yeah, that's they have. Glenn, another album I'd recommend from 2021. It's called Jubilee, Japanese Breakfast. Huh. Jeez. I'm going to have to get another pen. I'm running out of ink here.
And another job, too.
No more mine? I'll hand it to you.
Don't be giving me albums from years ago. I just need from this year. You're going to kill me here. I like that Hell on Wheels is back on side, too. Yeah, I do, too. Isn't that a joke about corn? That's like an old friend. Sooner or later, you'll see. I bought Clean Night at the Opera Japanese pressing today, and it's the quietest vinyl I own. It would be the quietest vinyl I own, too, because I'd never play it.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get it. I like that album.
I love it.
Alex, I did like Freak on a Leash, and I own that CD. Listened to it not long ago.
I know you, Marsha.
But I did see them in concert back in the day. You were a shallow individual, Marcia. Alex has you totally figured out.
Now, was that before Monkey became a born-again Christian? Which is a sentence no one should ever utter in their entire life, by the way.
Favorite Emmylou Harris record? Wrecking Ball. Or Spy Boy. Or Quarter Moon in a 10-Cent Town. I'm still waiting. Sony released Supertramp's Crime of the Century on SACD. It was supposed to be out 5 years ago, but nothing. No explanation. That's a great sounding album anyway. I don't even know if it would need a... Some albums are recorded so well that I don't think you need to buy audiophile versions of them. Like, I don't think it...
I don't understand audiophile at all.
Well, it's funny because Mo Fidelity worked its way into the chat somehow. But do you know the first two Mo-Fi records that they pressed?
Was Crime of the Century?
Crime of the Century, which is the unobvious one.
And the other one...
What would be like...
One, is it a jazz title?
Biggest, most famous rock record of all time from 1973.
Oh, like Eagles' Greatest Hits or something?
Dark Side.
Oh,
okay.
And so, but it's interesting that the first two titles were like, let's do Dark Side of the Moon. Everybody's like, yeah, it's a great idea. And others was like, let's do Crime of the Century. And I love that album. Love it. It's just, it was always fascinating to me that those were the first two that they picked of like biggest album ever and then Supertramp. But you're right, that I have both the Mo-Fi and an original of Crime of the Century. And yeah, it's a really great sounding record to begin with.
Yeah. I just don't think you need to spend $150 on a record that sounds really good on a regular pressing.
I don't understand spending $150 on a record.
Well, if you're one of these guys,
if that's your thing, cool.
$100,000 in a stereo system, and you're into.
I don't get any.
You want perfect sound. I mean, that's there's a lot of people into it, right?
Yeah,
if you have the money.
My
Yeah.
ears are shit. I wouldn't be able to hear the difference.
Yeah. Well, you can on some. I mean, you can tell the difference between a good recording and a bad recording. No?
Yeah, I guess so.
So you can, if you're into all that stuff, you can hear the difference. Like if you have a really good super audio CD and you have a player that plays those kind of discs, and you listen to that to the regular CD. I mean, when it's well done, it's like mind blowing different.
I guess I'm sure it is.
There's so much more detail in the music.
For me, and this isn't knocking anyone else's. Do your thing. Do you? Don't do me. Do you? But for me, it just seems ridiculous to pay that amount of money for something that sounds a little bit better. And it's like, to me, I don't get it.
Well, I'm like that. When I was working for a living, I felt a little differently, but now then money is, I have to be a little more intelligent how I spread it around. I'm pretty easy to please.
You know what, Rob? I totally agree with you 100%. And also I would push back on, well, I think like anything else, it's like, are there people who are like, I want the most definitive sounding, greatest like thing too? And I think a lot of people are just genuine. They're just collectors, right? Like they fit that in the same reason that you need 17 Sgt. Peppers. Like there's a reason you need the 17 Sgt. Peppers.
Of course. Like why would anyone even question that? And the fact that someone else doesn't own 17, I just don't understand how they can get up in the morning.
Because they're stupid, Rob.
Right?
Stupid.
They don't deserve to live.
No.
There should be a colony somewhere for people like that.
Right? All to Australia.
Oh, that's hilarious. Does anybody know Tom Rush? Can I tell a Tom Rush story? Because I love Tom Rush. Loved him since late 60s. Yeah. Great folk singer. My cousin Paul and I, who grew up together, he was like my twin brother with music. Then he passed away a few years ago from cancer. When he was terminally ill, Tom Rush was doing a show at a place in Toronto called Hughes Room. And my cousin's daughter took him there to go to the show and had to take him in a wheelchair. And she went with her boyfriend and my cousin Paul. And my daughter's boyfriend went up to Tom Rush before the show or between sets or something and said, Tom, would you, told him a story about Paul, terminally ill, how big a fan he was. Would you dedicate a song to him and play a song? So the show comes, Tom doesn't do it. My cousin phones me about 2 days later, and here's a man who's, facing his final days on earth, and he's happy. I've never seen anybody so excited and so happy. He just got a phone call from Tom Rush.
Wow.
Tom Rush remembered the next day, phoned the venue, and said there was a guy there who's ill. Is there any way you could look up tickets or anything like that? And somehow Hughes Room looked up from the orders or from the reservation or whatever, got my cousin's number, and Tom Rush phoned him and said, I'm thinking of you.
Wow.
And all that. Now that is a classic.
That may be the best music story I've heard. That's fantastic.
Isn't it? So I got nothing but respect for Tom Rush.
Wow.
Yeah. What's your favorite Denny Lane Wings song? Ooh, Medicine Jar.
Yeah.
Okay, just Googled it. First halftime was AFL World Championship Game 67 in Los Angeles, California. Okay, good. Thanks. We've got all that figured out. I thought it was 67 as well. I like Denny's Wings outtake, I Would Only Smile. I don't know if I know that. Since my system is considered entry-level, mobile fidelity is pointless for me. Yeah, I get it. I have a hard time, too. Like, I bought the mobile... Well, I mean, Blonde on Blonde, Dylan's album. That's my favorite Dylan album. Second favorite album behind Sgt. Pepper's of all time. And I bought the mobile fidelity of it. And I thought, it sounded good, but it was a 45 RPM. It was a pain in the ass getting up, switching it over. It didn't sound that much better that I paid $200 for it than the other copies I have of it. And I sold it. Like, I'm just going, I don't need it.
You know what would make
$200.
a really good YouTube short is if you took a mobile fidelity pressing and played it on a Crosley, and the audio files would lose their shit.
Now that is a short that Glenn could get behind.
Right?
That would torture. That's torture. Can you imagine all the audio deli fans?
Can I speaking of shorts, can I rant for just a second?
Yeah, we need some rants.
I've been doing shorts, and I know Glenn hates shorts, but I've been doing them, and my shorts are about 11 seconds long, and you see the record and it plays, and I play purposely 5.5 seconds of a song because I've been told by numerous sources that you're okay at 5.5 seconds.
No, I think on shorts you can play the whole song, can't you?
No, you cannot, because
okay.
I got a copyright strike, not a warning, a strike, and my video was taken down by Brian fucking Adams, a piece of shit, motherfucking asshole, because I used 5.5 seconds of his song.
No way.
So anyone out there, you can get a copyright strike and your video can be removed instantly. Like, yeah, I uploaded and it said no copyright restrictions. I woke up in the morning, you have a copyright strike and your video has been removed at request. 5.5 seconds. So fuck you, Brian Adams. And I deleted all my shorts because I'm totally paranoid about copyright strikes.
What was the song?
Get away with it?
I don't know.
Music.
He doesn't play Brian Adams.
Video.
I guess. So you know what? I'm a Brian Adams fan. I'm a little pissed off of Mr. Adams because 5.5 seconds of a song, I'm really costing you that much revenue. Brian Adams.
That's weird.
5.5 seconds.
What was the song, Rob?
And find out how he gets away with it.
Can't Stop This Thing We Started. The classic version off the new classics.
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
Great song.
And I just did a short, and I had that, and I always have a little caption on the screen, and it said, Taylor's not the only one re-recording, because Brian's re-recording some of his old songs for the same reasons. And I played 5.5 seconds, and my video was removed, and I had to go to copyright school, and yeah. So 5.5 seconds.
Copyright school?
Yeah, when you get a copyright strike, you have to go to YouTube copyright school. You gotta take a quiz. It's like 6 questions, and you have to pass before they'll let you use your YouTube account.
No way.
Us in the business like to call that an educational sanction.
Sure. I was and this was 3 days ago, and I'm still fuming. 5 seconds. Give me a break.
That's ridiculous.
What an asshole.
These YouTube rules are just stupid. Especially your promoter. Like, how many people give a crap about Brian Adams?
Nobody.
He's so like
right. Has been.
Yeah. Basically. You should be happy that someone's paying attention to him.
And I just bought his new box set, and I want to email the store and go shove it up your ass sideways.
Oh, yeah. Brutal.
I was furious. So I had like 40 shorts that I was all very proud of, and they all got, a couple thousand views, many of them, and I deleted every single one of them.
Yeah, I'm telling you, don't do shorts and don't run with scissors.
So, Rob, would you say that is the second most difficult 5.5 seconds of your life?
Second most? What would be the first?
We don't even want to go there. 5.5.
Let's go back to the comments. How are the comments looking, Glenn?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go back to the comments.
Since my system is here. Oh, we already did that. Ballad of Sally Rose. I don't think I've ever heard that album, Marcia. That's Emmylou Harris. Alex, I don't keep up with the religious habits of Korn. Have you ever chased a musician down the street for an autograph? No.
Not chased.
Chased him down the street? No. And the guy's running away. Going, It was that big arsehole chasing me down the street.
I tried to get an autograph from the Pink Power Ranger, and she said no.
I've asked people for autographs.
Katrina?
Kimberly.
I knew it was a K.
Amy Jo Johnson. She was a bitch.
Breakfast in America is released twice on MoFi.
Not because she didn't give me the autograph. She was genuinely rude and unpleasant.
How dare you be respectful and want to meet her?
I know, right?
Awful.
That was a high school. That was like I was like a early teenager, and that was like a celebrity crush there, right? So
Another sentence nobody should ever utter. Who took my Helen Reddy album? You never hear that. Yeah. Another one you never hear is, have you seen that banjo player's new Porsche? You never hear that either. A regular Dark Side of the Moon was already a great sounding record. Agreed. No point. Easy from now on is my favorite Emily song, and then Luxury Liner. Oh. Crime of Century is my all-time favorite Supertramp album. Second is Even in the Quietest Moments. I'll tell you, I really like Supertramp, and my go-to is the Live Paris album. Brilliant album. It sounds great for a live album. It's got every song you'd ever want.
You know, Glenn, that was going to be the topic of an upcoming video I have, so don't say too much. But I do think that Supertramp doesn't get a lot of love in the VC, but I think that streak of 4 records they have, 5 if you include Paris, I think Crime is perfect. I love Even the Quietest Moments. I love Crisis, What Crisis, and Breakfast in America. Like that streak of 4 records, I just think are just perfection.
I agree. I'm a big fan. America.
I like
Breakfast. They kind of broke in Canada before they ever broke in the US. Supertramp. They were getting played here. Like it was. They had a huge following here.
Oh yeah.
Ian Thomas was underrated, wasn't he? Even with his songs all over the radio. Yes. Hey Rob, I picked up that Trans Canada
Highwayman. Yeah, I saw that. And you like it?
You know what? Every song I hate is on there.
Right.
I kind of don't mind the way they do it. It's kind of
curious. I haven't heard it yet.
So. I like the people on the record, so they're playing
too.
it. Some of them are okay, but there's some bad songs, like some real cheesy AM.
Well, and I think that's probably part of I think that's the point.
I think that was part of the charm of it, to pick the songs that were like,
yeah. I think I might stream it before I decide.
Like You and Me, What Way You Going, Billy?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You
and Me in Mexico by Edward Bear.
The reason I think that's part of it, because they try to make it look like one of those cheesy, like K-Tel super hits from the
but
the
well
70s
done,
or whatever.
and the vocals are great, and the arrangements are good. It's a fun album.
I mean, what a super group!
Yeah, they're selling out all over the place, man. You can't get tickets.
I'd go see them in a heartbeat.
That's an absolutely incredible story, Glenn. Oh, thank you. Alex, is Dragon Force still together? What is that?
That's the sequel to Voltron Lion Force. That's an
he's just funny. I don't know. I'm not a Dragon Force fan. I don't know if they're still around. They're not really in my.
For those of us who don't know what the hell they're talking about, what is that?
Dragon Force is like I guess they would call themselves power metal. From God, they're probably close to 20 years old at this point. But no, I'm not a Dragon Force fan, but I do think they're still together in some way. Not my thing, though.
Favorite Tom Rush album, Glenn? I'm not sure. I'm more comps and stuff. I'm not sure. Did he have an album called The Circle Game where he did the Joni song? I think that one of the early ones like that is a favorite. Oh, great. Now We're Screwed. Messenger is a Jimmy McCullough song. Damn, now I don't know my favorite Denny Lane song. He did Richard Corey on the live album, I think, which was good. Messenger. Oh yeah, we're getting corrected all over here, Rob.
Shows what we know.
I remember buying Mo-Fi Def Leppard Hysteria CD, and it wasn't any better than the original. Yeah, some of them are just no difference. Deliver Your Children, Denny Lane from London Town. Okay.
I was listening to Hysteria in the car the other day, Alex. I was thinking of you.
The biggest for the Hysteria fans out there, Rob, and then other people who have bought the record. That record sold somewhere. I mean, it's one of the biggest selling records of all time. But the biggest mistake they made was having the pre-record single that they were going to release, was Women. Because they thought that they would release the label was like, let's release whatever's the heaviest, because that's going to be able to bridge the gap from our old fans to our new fans. And it just bombed. I mean, the record flopped at first, and it took Pour Some Sugar on Me a year later to really like catch up. But that was the biggest issue they had, was that they released that single first and it completely flopped. And because of them releasing that single first, if they would have substitute that in, and then my ongoing thought has always been the next greatest track on that record that they should have released as a single was Love and Affection. That would have I love that song, and that would have it would have sold 50 billion records, not just 50 million, Glenn.
That was a huge album, eh? Hysteria.
Huge.
Yep. Love it.
Love it.
Didn't Sam have the same kind of issue with Bryan Adams' song? Not sure he could have.
My friend Andrew, who has a channel now, Push to Play, he lost his channel because of Bryan Adams. He had recorded on his phone a couple of videos, just parts of songs when he was at a Bryan Adams concert, just from the crowd, and he put them on his YouTube channel. And in the middle of the night, got 3 strikes within 5 minutes. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. He's asleep. He didn't even have time to take the videos down. When he woke up in the morning, his channel had been deactivated. And he had like 5,000-6,000 subs, and he had to start again.
Wow.
My question is, though, and we might not have a good, because it seems like it's very like sometimes they strike, sometimes they don't, like everywhere in between. How does like Aaron with Alamere get away with an hour's worth of playing records? And again, like I love it. It's nothing against Aaron. I'm just like confused of like he plays a record front to back. And
yeah, I'm not sure. Does he play are a lot of? I mean, is he playing albums from mainstream labels, or is he playing from indie labels and stuff? Because
either way, you're taking a risk, though.
Yeah, the indie
because like specifically for his Tipsy Tuesdays or whatever. I mean, those things are like an hour long. And I think Glenn, to your question, everywhere in between, he probably plays like some underground like 80s metal stuff, and he probably plays Kiss. Like,
yeah. I'm always thought that if you're playing something that's mainstream, you're not getting away with it. But like if you picked, like if you played White Horse on your channel, no one would complain.
By Taylor Swift?
I still won't take the risk anymore. I took everything down. I'm just and I hate it. I took 40 videos off my channel, which sucks.
Well, I told you with Lois and Low, I was putting their stuff on my videos and promoting the band and everything when they were on the indie label, and then the last couple albums they signed with Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers ended up reissuing their back catalog, which they had nothing to do with when the albums came out and when I was promoting them, and all of a sudden I'm getting all my videos are getting closed down.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Did I just witness Canadian violence with Rob's rant?
Wow, if Bryan Adams was in front of me, I'd jersey that jacket.
And we're such polite people up here.
It was the worst Bryan Adams offense since the only thing that looks good on me is you.
Oh, that's great. I love that. It's almost as good as I Want to Be Your Underwear.
I was going to suggest that instead of listening to Bryan Adams, listen to Ryan Adams. That'll teach
you. He's an asshole too.
He's got some relational abuse.
Yeah, he's had some issues. Yeah, but he's great. He's a great artist.
I'm just going to listen to Def Leppard because Hysteria sounds so much like Waking Up the Neighbors. It could be part 1 and part 2. That's little Mutt Lang there. I don't know, John. 5.5 seconds. I was diligent about 5.5 seconds. I didn't break that 6-second barrier, and it still doesn't matter. So be careful.
I'd like to see here Supertramp. I wonder if there's a difference between American YouTube and Canadian YouTube in terms of the rules.
I don't know.
That's all I can think of.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. If like I said, I don't know. These Supertramp albums are so well recorded. I don't know if I need a audiophile version of them. But Bryan Adams also struck me. If it makes you feel any better, Rob. Granted, it's longer than 5.5 seconds. YouTube just took the video down.
Bastard. Because we're really eating into it. Like, listen, I respect it's the artist's work and they own the copyright. Cool. Absolutely. I'm not making money off your song. I'm not even playing the whole song. I'm playing 5 seconds. There should be a fair use, like you should be allowed to sample something, be it 10 seconds, 15 seconds. You should be allowed to just give people
you're promoting the artist and promoting the music. If someone hears that and they go buy the record.
Listen here, Bryan Adams. There are 950 people that watch my YouTube videos, and maybe one of them might buy a record because of my video, and you just lost that sale.
John's at Cracker Barrel looking at album prices. I
Isn't
didn't know
Cracker Barrel a
sold
restaurant?
vinyl. That's
They are,
interesting.
yeah. Cracker Barrel's a restaurant.
So why do they have records there?
That's a great question. I
It's
would
like
take it up
buying
with
furniture.
Mr. Barrel.
I think John wants to rephrase that. I think he's looking at albums online while he's sitting at Cracker Barrel. That's my impression, but it sounds like Cracker Barrel has a record.
That's kind of like shopping for furniture at McDonald's.
Yeah. Oh, John.
If the price is right,
See,
Yes.
these are U.S. prices too.
Get a mixed sofa.
So $43 up down there is like $177 up here.
Do y'all have Cracker Barrel up there?
No.
It's a very American and it's a very white thing.
Yeah.
Down here. Just
Abbey Road, $33. That's probably what it is up here to buy on vinyl, isn't it? In the artist's defense, it probably mostly the record labels are being anal about their music being played.
It could very well be, but my point remains: 5 seconds. Like there should be a fair use. You're allowed to use a few.
Yeah.
Well,
we all thought it was 6 seconds.
2% is something without punishment. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Harvest 20. Well, there you go. You got one deal. $30 for Harvest. I think Styx is underrated. I don't. But
I agree, Derek.
Yeah. Can't stand them.
Big Sticks guy.
Hot Rocks for nah, I'm not doing that. That's a $20 used album. How many of the CDs I sell in Discogs are purchased in Quebec? Is Quebec more into physical? Many of the CDs. I'm not sure. I don't know that. I would think more people buy if people. I think Quebec has more rural areas probably besides Montreal and Quebec City. It's probably all pretty smaller rural areas, so they probably depend on Amazon and Discogs. They probably don't have a lot of stores to shop at, whereas in Ontario, there's a lot more major centers with malls and used record stores.
Maybe it's a French thing.
So I would think that's the reason. You agree, Rob?
Probably.
Do you see Peter Frampton?
I bought a lot of stuff I bought off Discogs. Come to think of it, that's Canadian has come from Quebec.
Really?
Yeah.
See, Frampton is going on tour. Well, good for him. Sticks on Queen of Spades. Almost sound metal. Glenn, have you heard the Oh Brother or the? Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Amazing. It really brought acoustic string music into the mainstream for a while there.
What was that song? Something
Man of Constant
Man of Constant Sorrow. Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah.
Stanley Brothers.
Yep.
I had Pyromania, but didn't buy Hysteria till the third single.
I think that's probably normal. I don't think it did not blow up. I mean, they were in a lot of debt. The original started on the Def Leppard diatribe.
Oh, that's okay.
But they had to sell. I mean, when we talk about expensive records, they had to go quintuple platinum in the U.S. alone. They had to sell 5 million records to break even. That was if they were going to go 5 times platinum in the U.S., that would be just to break even on how much it costs.
Why?
It just the costs associated. I mean, it took them 4 years. They went through 4 producers. Just all the, they had a drummer lose an arm. They had to wait for him.
Kind of another Chinese democracy kind of debacle in terms of production.
I mean, it is, and it is again, the strength and challenge of the record. It's very overproduced. I mean, it sounds like a record from 1987.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it was something crazy that they had to.
If you want to list some really good Def Leppard, they did stuff with Taylor Swift. I'm just saying.
You're just saying. That's true.
Because I know the peanut gallery hates when we bring up Taylor Swift.
Was Energized by Leppard just too much fluff?
That would be the record after was Adrenalize. The short answer would be too much fluff. The long answer was that it came about 5 years too late. So it was in the middle at the height of the grunge era, and they were essentially trying to release a watered down Hysteria Part 2 with 4 people recording because they had just lost their guitar player too. So, but yeah, a lot of ballads though. I mean, a lot of sappy ballads on that record.
Too dated.
Yeah.
On
I
Through
still
the
like
Night
it, but too dated.
High and Dry are Def Leppard's best albums, and the only time they were a hard rock before they went down the pop rock avenue.
Yeah.
Discuss amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I mean, heavy hard rock fans love those first 2 records, and then they obviously went mainstream or became a pop.
They went the REO Speedwagon route.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you got to make money.
Yeah. Are you guys going to the malls to get your Christmas music fix? I have a mall which has 2 record stores, and I go and look around when I got something to do or nothing to do. I'll go look. I mean,
I think he means, are we going to the mall to listen to the shitty Christmas music they pump into the malls?
Oh God, I can't. I don't like Christmas music.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I don't like listening to rock stars sing Christmas music.
I only have 3.
The only Christmas song I play every year is "Fairy Tale of New York" for the Pogues. Rest in peace, Shane MacGowan.
Yeah, you'll play it twice this year.
I only have 3 Christmas records, and it's because they're by bands that I absolutely love. Other than that, I do not listen to Christmas music.
Yeah. No. And Sam St. John's mad at us right now because he loves Christmas music.
He's been listening since July, so
that's why I don't have any videos on my YouTube. I'm just afraid because I'm a wimp. Yeah, it's better just to stay away from the music and just talk about it, unfortunately.
Yep.
Polite people was almost as untrustworthy as people that hang out in a basement. You're just jealous because you don't have a basement, Rich. Americans don't have basements, do they? For some reason.
There's a lot of American stereotypes. I don't know that I've heard that one, though, but we're going to run with it. That's a good one. Like, you slimy Americans with your slabs.
Yeah.
They also put
slab houses.
They also put their milk in a carton. What the hell is that all about?
You wouldn't give a Tinker
milk
Stamp
comes in
to
a bag.
struggling Mason now, would you? Apple Jam or the live album from Sometime in New York? Well, because Zappa's on the live album from Sometime in New York, I'm going with that one. Although John stole the copyright on that, and Frank was not too happy. McDonald's care about their customers more than Bryan Adams.
Yeah, that's not setting the bar very high.
Cracker Barrel sells all kinds of trendy stuff. They actually sell records at Cracker Barrel?
But isn't it a restaurant? That's what I don't understand.
That's what I thought.
But it's a restaurant that's like based on like southern fried cooking. But when you go there in the front, they have like it's essentially a gift shop. Like, this is a chain. I mean, it's like going into an Olive Garden, but for like southern food. But they have like a gift shop up front with all these trendy items and records apparently and all that kind of stuff.
That's wild.
I don't understand. That makes no sense.
Well, there's a store out in Western
Canada. Are you going for like some grits, or are you going to buy
records?
While
you're waiting for your table, you buy an album.
Here's the thing, Glenn, Rob, when you go to Cracker Barrel, you don't have to choose one or the other. You can do both.
But do you go for the food or you go for the stuff?
It's the whole experience.
Isn't there a franchise out Western Canada called London Drugs where people buy records?
Yeah.
What's that all about? You go and get your prescription for your.
But that makes more sense. It's a store.
You want to pick up your Viagra and you grab a record at the same time? Is that the idea?
Well, next time I'm down in Columbus, Ohio, we can go to a Cracker Barrel. Although I've never been to Columbus, Ohio.
Well, next time you're down in, you can go when you're in Carolinas.
Sure. Fine American cuisine, yeah.
No, they sell records in Crosley's. What's the difference between Cracker Barrel and Walmart?
Well, Walmart doesn't.
Walmart doesn't sell fried chicken.
Yeah, they got a hot food section.
What do cheese and the Eagles have in common? No, don't go there. Rob won't like it.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm all good with that. I'll tell the Eagles all you want.
I literally went looking to see that Bryan Adams re-recordings album was on CD because of that video.
Not that I want to promote this piece of shit, but here it is.
Yeah. Ugh.
I'm mad. Sorry.
I spit on Bryan Adams. The Eagles are bigger a-holes than Bryan Adams. Don Henley went in front of Congress and whined about people using Eagles songs.
Yep.
Equinox and Man of Miracles are awaiting Glenn's stereo. What's
those
that?
Are Styx, those are Styx records, Glenn. They're Styx records.
Oh. No, they're not.
No.
They're right behind Klaatu, waiting in line to get in. My last YouTube music allowances comment. Some of my videos say copyright, but artists allow sharing or something like that. Do artists have social media sharing deals? Oh,
Glenn loves that record.
Let's all sing along. Calling occupants. Do
you like the Carpenters? Do you like the Carpenters version of it?
Oh, overrated.
I had never.
It's the Beatles. It's the Beatles. Oh, it made me vomit. It did.
I had never heard this record until this past weekend.
Oh,
never heard it.
You like it?
I do. I like it. I don't know if I love it. I like it. But what's interesting to me is like, I mean, I guess it depends where we're at now. But like, I don't hear this and be like, oh my god, they sound like the Beatles. Like
I know it was so stupid.
I hear it on one song. I go, yeah.
There's one song that he sounds like Paul. I think there's one
that
song.
was a big freaking deal when it came out. That's the way it was selling. This is the Beatles in disguise. Like, and I'm listening to it going,
isn't it? I think it's Sub Rosa Speedway. I think isn't that the one that kind of sounds like the Beatles? I don't remember.
Playing here in March. I don't remember. I hear he's putting on a pretty good show. My nephew went to see him earlier this year, and he liked it. So.
We brought up 3 wankers in 5 minutes. Bryan Adams, Don Henley, and Eric Clapton.
CMT Crossroads with Def Leppard and
Hell yeah.
That was my intro.
Boston's Tom Schultz, 4 years just to get a guitar sound he liked. Yeah, and then he never let it go. He made every album sound exactly the freaking same.
Yeah. Tom Schultz has put out about 3 records in 40 years with that. Yeah. So
I lost interest in Bryan Adams' music after Waking Up the Neighbors. Reckless was way overplayed, but I still liked it.
I lost interest on Tuesday when he gave me a copyright strike for 5.5 seconds of his music.
I personally think Bryan Adams was a product of his times. I don't think his music stands up for me.
No, it doesn't.
I'm bored. But he was great in the day. I mean, everybody was a fan.
I've seen him live twice, and last time I saw him, he was fantastic. Puts on a great show, but hasn't put out a decent song in.
Did you go see Lowest to the Low in Sky Wallace?
They're not coming until next week.
Are you going?
I don't know yet.
Oh, man, you gotta go.
And here's the only reason I say I don't know, because my boss is in town and I might have to entertain my boss.
They both. I know.
I would go just to see Sky Wallace.
Oh, to see Lowest to the Low puts on a freaking great show.
Oh yeah, I know they do.
Ron Hawkins is a great showman.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I'm probably stuck with my boss that night.
So. That's too bad.
I know.
I'm sure they didn't go down Electric. Touché, Glenn, REO Speedwagon route. Too funny. I don't mean to trigger Rob, but I wasn't impressed by the Taylor version. Oh, here we go. Back to Taylor.
Trigger me. It's all good.
No, it's not.
But there are some folks that didn't like it. I thought it was fine.
I was going to say, if you that opinion, I feel like is the more popular opinion right now. Like, that's where a lot of people are.
East Coast set basement, not a good idea in California. Earthquakes.
I thought it was fine. I found that the vault tracks did not sound like 1989. They sounded like Midnight's song.
Sound like Midnight's, yeah.
Yeah, which is fine.
Hey, Rich, it takes a man to have a basement. I don't know why I got into baby metal. It was
what
just
the hell is baby metal?
What's baby metal? Anybody know?
It's kind of how it sounds.
Is it like wimpy heavy metal bands or something?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Well, I suppose we film and start your engines. That's funny.
Get her done.
Crackle Barrel's a brand of cheese. Yeah, me too.
Right.
Is American Eagle Outfitters still around? Yes, I think they're in stores, right? That's a mall store.
That's a mall store.
I really like the sister band, The Warning. Don't know them.
Nope.
I'm at a Cracker Barrel in Orlando. Marcia P. drove up to St. Augustine today. Oh, and then he drove up to St. Augustine today. Hey, I see Tedeschi Trucks has announced a concert in St. Augustine coming up. A must-see concert if I was in Florida. London Drugs sells everything except groceries. I assume London Drugs was nationwide in Canada. No.
Nope.
We actually have drug stores here and record stores. It's what a concept.
And you can't get your records at the same place you get your fried chicken.
Glenn, there's a Cracker Barrel in about half a mile from my condo. We'll go there next time you're in Florida. Good pancakes. I like a good pancake.
Love.
You got a deal, Marcia. I think we're coming late January. He showed that Bryan Adams record cover for 3 seconds. Watch Glenn gets a strike. What is the difference between a toddler and a 20-pound bag of cocaine? I'm anxious to hear what the answer is. I bought the whole Stone Studio album collection, Half Speed Masters, on clearance at London Drugs a couple of years ago. They were $10, $15 each record and got the whole library of 100. Wow, that's pretty good. Klaatu is proggy enough for progsters. Pawn it, Rob. I'm sure Bryan Adams will still sell good. That's too funny, John. I was at Top Golf in Tampa this afternoon. Bryan Adams aged like milk.
That's true.
I think Buc-ee's would blow Rob's mind. I don't know what that is.
So more, some more American.
I would love to go to Buc-ee's. There's some YouTube travel people that I watch, and they've gone there. I'm like,
what is it?
Like it's the world, isn't it? Like the world's biggest gas station truck stop or something?
Yeah, more or less. That's what it is. I mean, it started in Texas. They've expanded a little bit outside of that, but I mean, their whole thing is that two very important pieces of measurement here. A, it's like how many pumps there are, like gas pumps. So like the largest one is like they have 128 pumps, like gas station with 128 pumps. But then also like the inside, they have like their own branded snacks and food. So like they got a great pulled pork sandwich, a great brisket sandwich. They got their beaver nuggets. Like it's like going to like the biggest like Walmart like super center in the world that's a gas station.
Because there's a gas station franchise we always see when we're heading down to the States. It's in it's in Pennsylvania and all that. Maybe if Lynn's
they're more south. Like they're like Texas and then like a couple.
And it has the same type of thing. Like it's like you walk in there and you order food and like hot food and everything in there. It's crazy.
Yeah, the two big ones that you might have seen going through Michigan is either Sheets.
Sheets.
Yeah.
That's SHEETZ. Sheets.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
Sheets, and then if you're an East Coaster, then you'll get really offended because they need their Wawa. So people in like Pennsylvania, their side, they're like, Sheets sucks, get the Wawa. But yeah.
Oh wow, there we go. I lost my train of thought. I always thought Bryan Adams was a poor man's John Mellencamp. I never thought musically that close, but they both had kind of raspy voices, I guess. Name one band, CCR, where the rhythm section resented the hell out of the other.
CCR is the best example for sure.
Yeah, they all thought they were more talented than him too.
I just picked up Mardi Gras, which was the last album where John said, "You guys can do better. Have at it." I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm sure it will suck.
Glenn, do you have any Fu Manchu albums? I don't even know who that is. Anybody? Is that a joke? Dan's always got jokes going.
No, I don't have any of their records, but they're like a little, I think like more like stoner rock, sludgy sort of stuff. Yeah.
What's he saying? I'm a stoner?
No, just that you like stoner rock.
Oh, my gummy's kicking in. Very like Baby Metal 7 years ago. There's a video. I'm curious about your video. You should be. Great band.
Cardboard Head guy. I am the internet resident expert on said band. And I see that your comment a little further down says, where should you start?
Well, I'd start at the beginning.
Exactly. Start with this. Outskirts. their first album from 1987. It's awesome. And then you may want to take a spin with Casino, which was their third record. The idea behind this record, it was supposed to be all singles, and it's really, really good. And then I would recommend their fourth album, Lost Together, which is outstanding. You can't go wrong with any of their albums up to...
And 5 Days in July might be a pretty good listen.
5 Days in July is good, but that's not as immediately accessible as...
Yeah.
Because there's some weird stuff on there, like, Know Where You Go, Tell Me Your Dream. That's a little weird experimental stuff. But anything they did up to Palace of Gold, which was 2001, all of that stuff is good. The stuff after that, they're diminishing returns.
Yeah.
The songwriting becomes a little formulaic and a little bit boring.
You got all this note skirts. It's a great album.
I have a bunch of Blue Rodeo videos on my channel. Just shamelessly plug myself.
Going to see Springsteen next August in Pittsburgh. 2-hour drive from the Mistake on the Lake where I live. Very cool. Very cool. What is a Blue Rodeo good album to start? There we go. Sorry, we got that. Yeah. Check them out, Cardboard Head Guy. We want to know. We need next week, come back and tell us what you thought. Do you guys have Shoppers Drug Mart? Yes, Shoppers Drug Mart. Huge.
Loblaws.
There's one in every
all over the place.
Corner. Yeah. Yeah, they're like They're like pubs in London. There's a Shoppers Drug Mart in every corner.
And a Tim Hortons.
What's one artist that makes you put your lead feet down and drive fast? Oh, I did that driving albums. Did we do a thing on that one time?
You did a video on it, Glenn.
That's what I thought. I can't remember what albums I picked. Yeah,
you did a Grateful Dead one. I just remember.
Road trip albums. Yeah. Good rock and road trip albums. Oh man. Steppenwolf. Late January, Glenn. You'll have to be here for. No, I don't think I'm doubt we're going to be here until the record show in February. And if I am, I'm not sure what I can bring back. So I'm going to be flying. So if we're there, I'll go to the.
You can't carry too much. Your arms will get tired.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to carry them on my teeth when I'm flapping my arms. Yeah. If
all night.
For the record show, I will go, but I won't buy much.
Mm.
A lot of great concerts have been played at the Oberlin Music Conservatory where I live. I have been to the Oberlin Music Conservatory, and it is an absolutely beautiful venue.
Nab, too, if you're okay with saying where you're at, that's twice, because you mentioned Cleveland before, and now Oberlin. I grew up 10 miles down the road from Oberlin, so
that area it's the conservatory, that church like hall that had pews and everything in it.
I think so. I've not been there, and
that's where I saw Bela Fleck and the Flecktones there. Absolutely fantastic.
And there's some classic and
to see the Punch Brothers,
classic like jazz records, like Brubeck at Oberlin College is a huge one.
What an incredible place! Absolutely. I should check. I guess I should kind of get down and check and see. They still have shows there?
I think so.
I would drive down there and go. Marsha's a Wawa fan. No sheets for Marsha.
No sheets for Marsha.
Glenn, does Canada not have access to restaurant chains and snack food like the States have with public health care? Oh no, we have tons of restaurant chains. We have most of the big chains. Like all the hamburger chains are all up here, and restaurant chains. We all have like steakhouse chains, and we used to have Olive Gardens out here, but they went out of business in Canada. But they're still in the States. We like Olive Garden when we go to the States still. But yeah, there's tons of chains up here. But Dan's Canadian. What? Oh, is he just? He's making. I'm feeding. I'm feeding Dan.
You're feeding.
It's like last time. See, he made a comment last time. The one artist that makes you put your feet down. I'm thinking he's joking, and then he comes back and he jokes with me, and I think he's serious.
He's baiting you.
We're getting a Buc-ee's in Springfield, December 11th. Can't wait to go. I never really like metal straight. I like it mixed with another music genre. It usually works sometimes. There were 252 pumps at Buc-ee's today.
Love their pump counts.
That's insane. Do Flintstones Chewable come in gummies yet? If they do, that's going to be a big seller. I'll have a Betty one. I think a Dino would really get you off. I even discovered polka metal. Sounds awesome, actually, polka metal. Four John Hugger songs on Mardi Gras are good, and the one other song, Sweet Hitchhiker, was the big hit single.
Yep. Still doesn't hold a candle to any of the other albums.
Betty is underrated. Much hotter than Wilma. Shoppers is across Canada and Rexall Drugs. Yes, they are. Do you have PharmaSaves back east? Don't think so.
Nope.
All Things Must Pass is a good driving album. I think it's kind of modeling for driving. That's really wouldn't be very up. It wouldn't get me like wanting to put my pedal to the metal. It would be good for a long drive though, like just an enjoyable listen, relaxing. You're a BC boy, aren't you, Dan? I get lost in the apple jam. Well, you're going to get awfully sticky. Ho, ho, ho. I was born in Lakewood, and I've lived in Oberlin since 2009. The church is Finney Chapel. Glen. That's where I went to the show. So is that different from the concert?
That might be different than the conservatory. I'd say, Mr. Tube, then you might appreciate this if you moved from Lakewood to Oberlin. When I was in high school, the first show, so I grew up in Amherst, which is like 20 miles west of you. But the first show my band and I ever played when we were in high school was in Lakewood, and it was at a place called the Hi-Fi, which I think later became the Foundry. But I think we played there in like 2006, 7, 8, something like that. And it was the Hi-Fi joint. And it was owned by a guy named Billy Morris, who at the time, he owned the club and the bar, but he was also in the band Warrant, which I don't know if there's some Warrant fans out there. Some cherry pie, Rob.
Yeah, I know it.
You know it. Know it. I wrote it. So yeah, a lot of nonsense going on there.
Live in Surrey. Oh, Surrey, BC. Has never played the Apple Jam part of All Things. Oh. I fall asleep to Apple Jam sometimes. Still in Olive Garden in Langley. Oh, wow. I thought most of them were closed down in Canada. They're all closed down. There's a venue called the
Dionysus.
Class men would have smoking parties in the 70s, but now indie bands come here. They call it McDonald's in the U.S. Up here, we call it Rotten Ronnie's. Oh my God, we're still going here. The Blue Shadows, Billy Cowsill.
Billy Cowsill. So, believe it or not, I have a story. Yes, I absolutely agree. Billy Cowsill of the family, the Cowsills, moved to Canada back in, I think, the 80s. Went to Calgary. I think he lived in Calgary. And the Blue Shadows were a great band. And their sound is very sort of Blue Rodeo would, the contemporaries of Blue Rodeo. Funny enough, I am actually friends with Billy Cowsill's son, Dell. He lives down in St. Catharines. I've known him for years.
Are you all planning to do some kind of 23? Yes, I'm working on it right now, trying to figure it out. What I bought this year that was newly released, reissues, box sets. I'm trying to put it all together.
I'm going to do one too now because I'm going to finish it off with how much I hate Bryan Adams.
There was a guy playing banjo and kazoo held in a harmonica holder today. And wow, how do you put a banjo in a harmonica holder? That's really hard. Thanks for the chat, guys. Got to go. Thanks, Knucklehead.
Thanks.
You have Mr. Sub? Yeah.
Of course.
We do.
But Subway's better.
Billy the Mountain
Firehouse Subs is even better than that.
Billy the Mountain would pass the time on the road for sure.
Would do something.
There was a guy playing the banjo on SNL last week. Oh, interesting. Wonder who that was. Yeah, Steve Martin's actually a good banjo player. Do you drive, Jack? Jack's going for his license tomorrow. Noah Kahan was the musical guest. Interesting. Never heard of him. Heading to bed, I want to thank Rob for helping me out on a test live stream the other night.
You're welcome,
Great
Trevor.
out. Good night, guys, and my live stream partner, Marcia. Thanks, Trevor. You're awesome. So is Trevor going to start doing his own live streams?
Well, he did a Kiss live stream I think it was on Saturday or Sunday in honor of the final Kiss concert. So the night before, he was going live just to test StreamYard, and he was up talking to nobody, and there were a couple people watching. So I jumped on, and he and I chatted for about an hour and a bit.
Awesome.
I think he deleted it, but
he's a good man.
He is.
With my permit for now, Bob. Oh, he's answering about his thing. I'm a big fan of the Blue Shadows.
I'm trying to find their CD, but it is hard to come by. When you do, it's expensive.
And here's something even cooler. The leader of the indie band Cloud Nothings grew up 3 streets down from where I was born. My brother's band played at the Foundry and the Winchester in Lakewood.
That's crazy.
Sounds like Bryan Adams cut Rob like a knife.
Yeah, but it didn't feel so good.
What the hell that means. When winter comes to Canadian tundra, actually, it's been pretty mild so far, and they're saying we're probably going to have a mild winter now. So
they had a bunch of snow in Montreal yesterday, though.
Did they?
Oh yeah, one of my coworkers, he lives in Montreal, and I was talking to him. He goes, "I can't even get out of my house. We got so much snow."
Wow.
Yeah,
we've been really lucky.
I hate winter. It sucks. I would go somewhere warm, except I got a job, so I can't.
Yeah, I would if I had money.
Yeah.
Like it costs a lot of money to go away.
Indeed.
I don't know.
We'll all just leave and go stay at John's house.
I think that's what should happen. Somebody down south should just be putting us up.
I agree.
And paying for our health care and everything when we're there.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll buy them a record while we're down there.
Good night, Trevor. Now I forgot what I was saying. Well, you're saying it in Chinese there, whatever you were saying. The kazoo was in the harmonica holder. He played the banjo with his feet. Oh, thanks, John. I didn't catch that. He played the banjo with his feet. He's probably better than me then. It looks like the Blue Rodeo Outskirts 12 Rich has the best ratings for sound. Would you say?
Yeah, that's a good one, because what they did for that album is Greg Keeler, who's one of the 2 frontmen and principal songwriters. He went through and he remixed the album. So you can tell because the 2012 one says remix on the front. The original doesn't. And his remix is very good. He took the intro off one of the songs to make it sound a little less dated, but his remix is outstanding. But even the original press is still really good. Oh, that remix is hard to find. You can get it on CD, but on vinyl it's expensive.
Wow, James is a cruel bastard.
Yep.
What band artist would you wish would re-record a new album for 2024? For me, it's Paul McCartney. Bob Dylan.
I don't know.
Me too, cardboard. Come on down. It's 49 degrees tonight. Hey, that's
it's cold down there.
I don't even know what 49 is.
I was Glenn, I know you go down there a good amount for family, but I was down in Florida in John's neck of the woods last weekend, and it was Saturday morning about 5 a.m. and I was getting in an Uber, and I walk outside and I felt like I was walking into a sauna. Like it was disgusting, absolutely disgusting out in terms of humidity. And I get in this car, and this guy's in a hoodie, and he's got his heat on set to 79 degrees. I thought I was going to die that morning. I'm like, I feel uncomfortable just talking about it.
When I was a teenager, I bought a record that I had never heard and didn't like it. So my dad took a key and scratched it, returned it, and they gave me the same album in exchange. Oh, that's funny. Glenn, I heard you talking smack about Cleveland on one of Larry's chats. Hey, the 78 best picture. I was talking smack about Cleveland?
Cleveland rocks.
I kind of like Cleveland.
No, you were talking about, now, to be fair,
I've been to Cleveland a couple times and had a very enjoyable time both times I was there.
Most of the hatred is less about Cleveland, more about Ohio, specifically because of Devo and Eric Carmen and the Raspberries.
That might have been it might have been a Devo thing that was going on, because I don't like Devo, but I don't know. I don't recall cutting up Cleveland, but if I did, I apologize, because I actually like Cleveland. Thoughts on Keeler's 7 songs for Jim?
So, Greg Keeler, I love the man. Met him many times. Just a kind-hearted man. His solo stuff is not very accessible. It is nothing like Blue Rodeo.
I agree.
Not even close. 7 songs for Jim is really good. He wrote it about because Greg's adopted. He went on a pilgrimage to find his parents. His real name is Francis. I can't remember what his last name is, but anyway, his birth father is named Jim. And he I think it was just after Greg met his birth parents, his father died. So he wrote 7 songs for Jim as a tribute to his birth father. It is quite impactful. It's very good. And out of all his solo stuff, I like that. And I like the newest one, Share the Love. The other stuff, especially Gone. Gone is very dark and very abstractful. Gone is what he wrote while he was on that pilgrimage to go find his birth parents. And he had undiagnosed diabetes, and he was doing drugs, and he was effed up the whole time. So that's why Gone is really weird. But 7 songs for Jim is very good. Aphrodite Rose isn't too bad. If you want good solo Blue Rodeo stuff, though, Jim's first album, All in Time, is fantastic.
Did they have Columbia House Record Club? They sure did.
They did.
10 records for a penny. I used to get them all the time. Rock and Roll Hall of Shame is in Cleveland. Yes, I've been there.
Me too.
Yep, and BMG Record Club. Yeah, we had all that. Mostly just the Browns, but I know we suck. Great defense, but the offense sucks this year. Good night, Marcia. Thanks so much for participating and coming on.
Hey, Marcia.
I'm not sure why, but throughout my life, the weirdest people I have ever met all come from Ohio.
That's our thing. That's our thing. I mean,
hey, Lydia Lovelace is from Ohio. And you didn't go see her, did you?
No, I didn't, Glenn. I'm sorry.
I
failed you. I'm sorry.
You did. That's okay. I'll forgive you. Anyway, I got to say goodnight. It's 4 minutes after 10. I think we need to leave this wonderful night. This was fun.
It was
kind of just shooting the crap. We didn't have a topic.
Yeah.
And the time just flew by.
Yeah.
Want to thank everyone for participating in all the great comments and keeping us rolling here.
Can we plug our channels?
And yes, Rob, you go.
I'm not going to do a rant on Bryan Adams yet, but there's one coming. But I don't have any shorts anymore, so you can't watch any of those. But I have a video that might be out tomorrow. Jason, who's normally on our panel with us, Jason Arsenault, he and I do our virtual vinyl exchange once a month. So we're doing our first review. So I'm just editing that video now, and it should be up tomorrow. And then Jason and Alex and I recorded an episode for the Vinyl Community Podcast, which the video will be on my channel on probably Sunday, and then the audio will be available wherever you get your podcasts next Wednesday. So
awesome.
And I'm really, really close to 1,000. So help me out here, folks.
You and Sam, right? Are we?
Yeah, they're right there.
Sam's
we got to get Sam
20 ahead of me.
Well, maybe just start posting Bob Dylan videos, Rob, and you'll get there too. Okay.
I'll tell you, do your top 10 underrated albums. I'm telling you, man, I got 2,000 views in 2 days, and I got about I'd say 20 new subscribers.
Oh wow. I was on a tear there. I had a couple of videos that were about 2,000 in the last 2 weeks and got like 20 subs. And then in the last 3 days, it's been nothing.
Yep.
What do you got, Alex?
Well, I haven't actually, I've just been traveling, working, stuff like that. I haven't posted a video in a while, but one is coming in the next couple of weeks. And then do I guess, pretty generic type of vinyl finds, heavy listens, all that kind of stuff. So if you like old progressive rock that people don't talk about nearly as much, like Barclay James Harvest, and
I like them.
They're great. I love this
They
band. The Pretty Things.
Oh,
That was a good find the other day too. Freeway Madness.
great band.
And a bunch of other stuff. Then come on by, and then shout out to Rob. But next Monday, I'll be going to see Dirty Honey, which will be awesome. They're in town here in Columbus, but then they're also they're performing at noon at one of my favorite record stores in town. They're doing a free record store show and a signing and giving away some posters and all that kind of stuff too. So I'll be going to that on Monday, and who knows? I don't know if I'm going to do like the concert review side of things yet, but who knows? But it'll be a good time. So.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, give these guys a sub. They both have great channels. Awesome dudes. And thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back next Wednesday with more fun and excitement. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Len. Bye, guys.
Bye.